bhavatu sahanau bhunaktu saha viryam karavavahai tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Okay? Okay. Parthaya pratibodhitam bhagavata Narayanena swayam Vyasena grathitam purana munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamrita varshinim bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Amba tvam anusandadhami Bhagavad Gite bhavatveshinim Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutaha Stunvanti Divyaisthavaihi Vedai Sanga Padakramopanishadaihi Gayanti Yam Samagaha Dhyanavasthita Tadgatena Manasa Pashyanti Yam Yoginaha Yasyantam na vidussura suraganaha devaya tasmai namaha. So children, welcome back to today's session. Nice to see you all after one day. And on Tuesday, we completed the second chapter. Actually, the second chapter is very big. There are 72 verses in that. And there are a lot of things which Lord Krishna talks about. But since you are all still very, very young and you may not be understanding everything that is told by Krishna to Arjuna, what we are doing is only important shlokas we are taking which are useful for you. Those shlokas which help you in your day-to-day activities. How to behave, how to take on your work, how to study, all these things day to day for your activities, it will help you. Therefore, what I am doing is taking only very, very few shlokas from each chapter, which is going to be helpful to you. Later on, when you grow up and when you become big, then you will have the interest to go into the details of other shlokas also, which we have not taken so far. Now we'll go to the third chapter. Okay. The third chapter is called as Karma Yoga. The second chapter was called as what? Sankhya Yoga. Correct? Because there, Lord Krishna gave this knowledge of the Upanishads in the form of knowledge of the Vedas. He gave the scriptures, our scriptures, the knowledge of our scriptures. He gave in the form of what is body, what is Atma, and also he talked about Karma Yoga. So now, in this chapter, in the third chapter, Lord Krishna is going to explain more about Karma Yoga. That means he told in the second chapter, what did he say in the second chapter? That whatever activity you do, whatever action you do, if you do it with an attitude of Karma Yoga, with God in your mind, if you do all the activities, then those activities are not going to cause any tension to you. You will be very peaceful. You will be happy when you do the job, when you do that activity. At the same time, whatever results come out of that activity, you are not going to be extremely disturbed by them. Now, that is all what was talked about in the second chapter. Now you will be wondering, how am I supposed to do this in my day-to-day life? I have already described and discussed with you about, how you study, how you write your examination, how you behave at home with the attitude of Karma Yoga. That I have explained to you. So now, how do we live our daily life? For that, Krishna wants to say that now, first he tells Arjuna, look Arjuna, nobody can stay without doing anything. Is it possible for us? Supposing I decide today, I'm not going to do anything. Is it possible? It is not possible, correct? We have to eat, we have to take a bath, we have to breathe, we have to study. Isn't it? So many things are happening. If I simply sit quietly, closing my eyes, closing my ears, closing my mouth, and sitting like this in a corner, and if I say that I'm not going to do anything, does it mean that we are not doing anything? It is not possible. Lord Krishna says that even if your body is quiet, even if you're not moving any part of your body, Even if you're not speaking anything, even then the mind is actively working, isn't it? The mind is busy doing something or the other. The mind is actively working. Therefore, what Krishna says is, look, Arjuna, you are telling me that you don't want to fight this war and you want to run away to the forest and sit there like a sannyasi. Now, is it possible for you to do that? He says that nobody can sit without doing anything, even for a minute, Krishna says. In the 5th verse of the 3rd chapter, Lord Krishna says, Nahi kaśhchit षणमपि jātu tiṣhṭhatyakarma-kṛit kāryate hyavaśhaḥ karma sarvaḥ prakṛiti-jair guṇaiḥ. So what Krishna is telling is, look, it is not possible for anybody to sit quietly without doing anything. Just because you are sitting quietly without moving your hands and legs and mouth and closing your eyes and ears, you can't close your nose, you can't close your skin which is feeling everything, you cannot close your mind, correct? The mind will go on thinking, the mind will go on doing its job. So what he's telling is, Arjuna, if you think that by not fighting this war, I am going to retire to the forest and sit and do nothing, it is not possible at all. You cannot sit quietly without doing anything. Then what should we do? Every day, from morning to night, we are doing something or the other, isn't it? So what Krishna says here is, whatever you are doing here, okay, your dharma, your swadharma, I talked about swadharma or swakarma, isn't it? He said in the 2nd chapter, whatever you have to do it. You cannot avoid doing it. Even if you say, I'm not going to do anything, it is not possible not to do anything. Even for a minute, even for a second, it is not possible for you to sit without doing anything. Then what should I do? Arjuna says. So what does Krishna say? Arjuna, whatever is your duty, you do that. How do you do that? With the attitude of karma yoga. So in the 8th shloka of the 3rd chapter, he says, niyataṁ kuru karma-tvaṁ karma jyāyo hyakarmaṇaḥ śharīra-yātrāpi te na prasiddhyed karmaṇaḥ. What is the meaning of this? Don't worry about by hearting this and all. I am simply chanting this because you should understand how the chanting sounds. You should listen to the chanting of Bhagavad Gita, even if you don't chant, because you'll feel very happy. Don't you feel? When chanting is going on, when I'm chanting a shloka, don't you feel very nice and happy to listen to this chanting? You feel, isn't it? Because the very sound of the chanting itself is very, very beautiful, very, very peaceful. Okay. So here what he's telling is, Arjuna, you cannot avoid doing anything. You can't do nothing. So what should you do? Niyataṁ kuru. What is the meaning of that? Whatever you are supposed to do, whatever is your duty, please do that. Now for you people, your students, correct? So going to the school at the right time, going to school regularly, sitting in the class and paying attention to your teacher, whatever the teacher is teaching, to learn it properly, write the notes if necessary, play a game during the sports time, okay? And then whatever is being taught, you listen to that. And after coming home, what do? You try to revise what you have studied today, prepare for the examinations. All this is your niyatam karma. That means what? As a student, you have to do this karma. And your role is not only a student, correct? You are the son of your parents. You are the grandson of your grandparents. So you have a duty towards them also, isn't it? Supposing your grandparents are not well, they're not able to move about, then you help them. You try to take water and give them, hold their hand and bring them out and make them sit. If they have any difficulty, try to help them to sort their difficulty. Your mother may ask you to go to a shop and get something, you do that. Your father may ask you to do something, you do that. Now, all these are the duties of all of us, correct? We don't have one duty, we have several duties. Like I'm a doctor, so I have to go to my hospital, I have to treat the patients, that is my duty, correct? And at 7:30, I have to be here, I have to talk to you, I have to tell something about Bhagavad Gita in such a way that you understand. That is also my duty. Whenever I am at home, I have to do my duty towards my family members, correct? So we all have a lot of duties, but what Krishna says is, you please do all the duties of what you are supposed to do. Your duty, Arjuna, right now what? What is at present Arjuna's duty? Only to fight this war, nothing else. Right now he has no other duty. Does he have any other duty? Because he is in the war field. The war is about to begin. Therefore, what is Arjuna's duty now? Arjuna has to fight the war. So Arjuna, do your duty. Do your swadharma. Do your sakarma. With what? With the attitude of karma yoga. What is the attitude of karma yoga? Offer your fighting this war as worship to me, and whatever is the result of the war, accept it as prasada from me. Now, what he says for all of us is, in this living in this world, we can do this karma yoga in another form also. We can do this karma yoga in the form of a yajñā, he says here. What is the meaning of yajñā? Yajñā here, normally we have heard of yajñā, no, in your school also, in your campus also. So many times during Dasara, some yajñā is done, some homa is done, isn't it? Rudra yajñā is done. Then, this during Dasara, Devi yajñā is done, homa is done. Now here in 3rd chapter, Lord Krishna says that yajñā means a life of sharing. Okay, so what he says is, karma yoga can also be described as a life of sharing. Okay, what is the meaning of life of sharing? You try to share whatever you have with others. And how do you share? You have a feeling of harmony with the other people. So what is yajñā way of life? Contributing to the world around you. There are people in this world around you. There are animals in this world against you. There are older people, senior citizens around you. There are handicapped people around you. So, is there a way in which we can contribute to the life of other people? Is there any way in which we can live harmoniously with the world around us? Whether we can live harmoniously with the environment around us. See, Bhagavad Gita talked about environmental friendliness then also. Today we talk about it, no? Be environment friendly. Don't throw garbage here and there. Don't waste water. Don't waste electricity. Don't unnecessarily cut the trees. What is the meaning of all this? It means we are trying to live in harmony with the environment, with the Jagat. So, Krishna says in the 3rd chapter, Karma Yoga also means living a life of sharing with other people, number 1. Secondly, living a life of harmony. Harmony means what? Living happily, making other people also happy, not becoming a source of problem to the others, not becoming a source of problem to the environment. Okay, so what is a yajñā way of life? He says karma yoga in day-to-day life can be also called as yajñā. Living harmoniously with people around you, living in harmony with the environment. What is the meaning of living in harmony with the environment? I told you, unnecessarily not cutting the trees, not misusing water, not overusing electricity, okay, and trying to not to dirty up the environment, okay, do whatever is needed for environment to renew itself. All these things are called a yajñā way of life. Therefore, We will take only two of them. Karma yoga can be described as a yajna in day-to-day life. And what is that yajna? Yajna is number one, sharing. Number two, living in harmony with the environment. That is what Krishna is talking about in the third chapter. Now we will go to this first one, living in harmony with others. How to live in harmony with others? That is why our scriptures talk about 5 types of yajñas. You just listen, you don't worry. They talk about 5 types of yajñas. Now, they say, by these following these 5 types of yajñas, we are trying to share and trying to give respect to different people in the world. It is nothing big. Don't think yajna means something big we have to do. I'll tell you now, you'll find that it is so simple to live life of a karma yoga in a yajna way of life. So what is this meaning of the first one? Sharing, a life of sharing, which is called as a yajna. There are 5 types of yajnas which Krishna mentions. Here it may not be given absolutely clearly, but our scriptures talk about the 5 types of yajnas. They are called as Pancha Mahayajñas, 5 types of yajñas. First one is called as Deva Yajna. What is the meaning of Deva Yajna? Praying to the Lord, thanking God for whatever He has given us. That's all, nothing else. You don't have to do anything elaborate. Every day when you get up, you say, thank you God for whatever you have given me. Thank you for giving me this new day to start with. Okay. Thank you that till today you have given me everything that I need. You have given me such wonderful family, such wonderful parents, such a good school, such a leader like Swami. So many good things you have given me. Thank you, God. And you can chant any mantra you want early morning when you get up in your prayers. You do chanting of some mantras, isn't it? At 6 o'clock or something, you sit in your hostel and prayer is there. You chant something. Prayer is called as Deva Yajna. Every day we pray to God. And in our prayer, we include others also. Do you chant Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha? You chant, isn't it? In your prayers. That means let everybody be happy. Let me be also happy. Let everybody be happy. And offering any prayer that you are chanting. In the hostel, when you come in the morning, first that prayer and meditation you have. And whatever prayer you are offering, that is called as Deva Yajna. That means you are giving your thanks. You are giving your gratitude to God for giving you this whole world around you, the environment around you. He has given us free air to breathe. He has given us free water, free sunlight. So many things God has given, and our life is made so easy, isn't it? So, with gratitude, we thank God. And what do? Whatever we have, we try to share with God in the form of what? Whatever we prepare, we give, offer as naivedya, correct? We first offer that as naivedya and then we eat it. We are offering it to God, though everything is His. When we buy some new clothes, we keep in front of God and pray, and then only wear the new clothes. When we get anything new, first we thank God for that and then start using the things. This is called as Deva Yajna. Then we have one more thing called as Pitru Yajna. Pitru Yajna means showing respect to our elders and ancestors. Because of our ancestors, we have not seen them, isn't it? Maximum you would have seen whom? Your Ajja, Tata, grandfather. Maybe when you were very young, you would have seen your Tata's father, Muttata, correct? But how many of us have seen Tata's Tata? We have not seen, correct? But then our tatas were also there. Because of them, we are here today, correct? So there are so many of our elders whom we have not seen. Those who were there and those who have gone now, because of them, we are here. And those elders of us who are there with us, like our parents, our elder brothers, our uncles, our aunts, our grandmother, grandfather, all these people, we call them as pitrus or elders. Showing respect to the elders is called as pitru-yajñā. Okay? You must all have seen in your house that for all those people who have passed away, they do tithi. Tithi ಮಾಡ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ? You have seen, no? Shraddha is done, tithi is done. That is also called as pitru-yajñā. And whoever is here now, we respect them. We touch their feet every day, take blessings from them. That is what is called as the pitru-yajñā. Okay, that is showing respect and gratitude to our elders. Then we have got what is called as a rishi-yajñā or brahma-yajñā, third one. That means what? All the scriptures, Bhagavad Gita, Vedas, Puranas, everything has been given to us by great rishis. See, Vyasa Maharishi has given us Bhagavad Gita, isn't it? And he has given us 18 Puranas. So all these rishis, all these great rishis have given us all the scriptural knowledge. Therefore, we have to be grateful for those rishis. And how do we show our gratitude to these rishis? By chanting a shloka, by chanting a stotra, okay, or by reading one stanza of Bhagavad Gita. Now what are we doing? We are doing Rishi Yajñā or Brahma Yajñā. I am talking about Bhagavad Gita, which is written by Vyasacharya, composed by Vyasacharya, compiled by Vyasacharya, and it is Bhagwan Krishna's words, and we are talking about it, listening about it. So simultaneously we are doing two yajñas. What? We are doing Deva Yajñā and also Rishi Yajñā. So Rishi Yajñā or Brahma Yajñā means daily chanting at least one stotra or one shloka written by our rishis, or at least recite one shloka of Bhagavad Gita. By this, what are we doing? We are showing our gratitude and our thanks to all the rishis who have given us such voluminous scriptures, because of which we are able to really learn so many things about God. Correct? That is why the third one is called as Rishi Yajñā or Brahma Yajñā. Then the fourth one, we have got Manushya Yajñā. That means what? Sharing whatever I have with other people. Fine? Supposing a friend of yours is weak in some subject, say mathematics. You are quite strong in maths. Then what do? Baro ili, I will teach you. I will teach you this. You didn't understand this sum, I will teach you. So what are you doing? You are sharing your knowledge. Supposing there is some human being who's hungry, somebody who doesn't have something to eat, you share food with that person. Correct? That is called Manushya Yajñā. You share time, you spend time with some person. Somebody is admitted in the hospital. Somebody should stay with that person. So what do? You tell that friend's mother or father, I will sit for next 2 hours with this person. So what are you doing? You're sharing your time. You're giving your time to that person. Correct? And when you see people who are poorer than us, less privileged than us, then what do? We try to give them, share with them either food or money or clothes, whatever we can share with, isn't it? So this kind of a sharing of what I have with other human beings and showing gratitude to other human beings for being with me, for being friends with me, this is called as Manushya Yajñā. Then we have got last one is called Bhuta Yajñā. Bhuta Yajñā means what? Being kind to animals, being kind to environment, unnecessarily not harming animals. Most important among Bhuta Yajñā is what? Ahimsa. That means you don't harm animals for any reason. Okay? That means what? I don't kill animals to eat them. Do I like if somebody kills me for their food and eats me? Will I like it? I don't like it, no? So animals should be respected. They should be protected. They should not be harmed. They should not be hurt. And being a vegetarian is the best way of showing our gratitude and cooperating with animals. Okay, so this is called as bhuta yajna. So if you are doing any of these things in your day-to-day life, you are living a life of karma yoga. You don't have to do anything else. That is why Krishna says this is a yajna way of life. Yajna way of life means what? Deva yajna. Every day I remember God for what I am, show my gratitude, and send a note of thanks to God. Pray for the happiness of everybody. Then Pitru Yajna, serve the elders to the best of my ability. Think of my ancestors that they are responsible for what I am today. Help my parents and grandparents in whatever way I can. Then we have Rishi Yajna, where we are grateful and we pray to all our old rishis who have given us such wonderful Vedas and such wonderful things to study, Puranas, Vedas, Itihasa, all these things they have done. So we are grateful to them. Manushya Yajna, what? I share whatever I can with other people and pray for their happiness. Try to help them in whatever little way I can. I don't have to go out of the way. Whatever little way I can. Bhuta Yajna, being kind to other animals, plants, and environment. So what he says is, Krishna says is, this is called as living a yajna way of life. And this life is also called as karma yoga. Why? When you are doing all these things, you are not having this ahankara, nanu, that won't be there. You're all the time thinking of somebody else. You're all the time trying to benefit somebody else. Therefore, this kind of life is called as a yajna. So he says, one must live a life of yajna. So he says in the 9th verse, what does Krishna say? yajñārthāt karmaṇo nyatra loko karma-bandhanaḥ tad-arthaṁ karma kaunteya mukta-saṅgaḥ samāchara. So, hey Arjuna, when you're living a life of karma yoga, the easiest way is to every day follow these 5 yajnas. Yajnas means offerings. Yajnas means showing my gratitude. And when I do this, what am I doing? I am living a life of number 1, sharing. Secondly, what? I am living in harmony. In harmony with what? With all the other people, harmony with the animals, harmony with the plants and trees, and harmony with the entire environment. Therefore, this is also called as bhuta yajna. And Krishna says that I am not saying this, Arjuna. When the creation came, when this whole earth and this loka came, it was created. At that time, the very creator, Prajapati Brahma himself, created this yajna way of life. I have not created that. And what did Brahmaji say? You follow this kind of a lifestyle, then you will be happy in your lives. So in the 10th verse, Krishna says this, saha-yajñāḥ praja sriṣṭva purovacha prajapatihi anena prasavishyadvam yeshavō stviṣhṭa-kāma-dhuk. So what did he say? He said, look, this is not my advice. This is what Prajapati Brahma. Who is Prajapati? Brahma, Chaturmukha Brahma, who created this entire universe with the creation took place, started from whom? From Prajapati Brahma. And when he created all the people, when he created all this universe, what did he say? He said, hey people, go live your lives, but live your lives like this, as a yajna. Then you will be very happy. You will have nothing to crib about. You will have nothing to feel sorry about. You will be what? Given whatever you need. You will get whatever you want. Therefore, live a life of yajna. That is what he said in the first few parts. Then what he says is, see, unless we live in harmony with the environment also will not bless us. That's what he says here. See, if you do not cut the trees, if you maintain the forests, if you are kind to the animals, then this whole cosmic cycle will run smoothly. You will get rains in time. You will get enough of food for everybody. There'll be plenty of food production when there is rain. How rain will come? When we are living in harmony with the environment. So he says that all the things that are happening in the environment around you, what are they? Day and night, temperature being maintained. In summer you have summer, in winter you have winter, temperatures are low. In rainy season, in proper season, it rains properly. Now what is happening? You know that, no? Because we have been so careless with the environment, we have not followed Krishna's advice of living a life of yajna. We have not followed Krishna's advice of living in harmony with other people, animals, and also with the environment. So now what has happened? In summer, you will find sometimes it is raining also. In winter, you will find the temperatures are so high, there is no winter at all. Rainy season should start in June, it doesn't start in June. It should end by September. In October, November also we will get rain. Sometimes for years together we don't get rain at all. You have seen all this, isn't it? Why is it happening? Because we are not, or we means all of us, the entire human race, we are not respecting the environment. We are not living a yajna way of life. We are all the time trying to harm the environment for our good, just for our selfishness. So, Krishna says that that is not the way to live, Arjuna. People like us who are not fighting wars like Arjuna, we can live a life of karma yoga by living a life of yajna. And he says, Annad bhavanti bhutani parjanyadanna sambhavaha yajñād bhavati parjanyaha yajña karma samudbhavaha. Yajñāt means when you are living in harmony with the environment, what happens? The rains come at the proper time. When the rains come at the proper time, there is enough of food production that is happening. And when there is enough of food that is there around, the beings which are born, the human beings and the animals, they'll have enough of food to eat and they will grow. Otherwise, have you seen in Africa, those children in Africa, Ethiopia and all that, malnourished children, they have nothing to eat, starvation. Why? All this because the environment is not cooperating with us. Isn't it? Rains are not coming properly. So see here, he's mentioning about rains. Okay? Annad bhavati bhutani means food is required for people to live and survive. How does food come? From rains. How do rains come? By yajna. What is the meaning of yajna? By living in harmony with the environment around us. And he says in the 16th verse, he says, Yevam pravartitam chakram nanuvartayati hacha aghayurindriya ramaha mogham partha sajivati. Arjuna, as karma yogis, we have to contribute to the world. We have to contribute to the nature. We have to become less of consumers, more of contributors. All these days, what we are? I want more, I want more, I want more. I will not share anything. No, that won't be there. If you want to be happy, if you want the world to be happy, what should you do? You should consume less and you should contribute more. That's what he's telling here. Yevam pravartitam chakram nanuvartayeha. The one who becomes constantly a consumer, the one who does not contribute at all to the nature, to the world, to the other people. A person who does not live the life of yajna, as I told, these 4-5 ways, he is called a what? His life is useless. He says, Aghayuhu indriya ramaha. He is a selfish person who is a burden to himself and a burden to the environment and the society also. And what does he incur? He incurs papa. Therefore, Arjuna, for all of us, for children like you and us, how do we live our daily lives of karma yoga? Yajñārthāṁ. We call this a yajna way of life. Simple, sharing what we have with others, showing respect to others for what we have, showing gratitude to God for what we have, contributing to the environment by not harming the environment, not harming the others, seeing that everybody around me is happy, not only me. I consume what I need. I give more than what I consume. I become more of a contributor than a consumer. And imagine if every one of us become contributors more and consumers less. What is the meaning of consumer? Less consumer, unnecessarily, eating more, wasting food, okay, unnecessarily buying things and wasting them, unnecessarily putting on the electricity fan and light and going out without switching it off, not closing the tap properly, water is running all the time, I don't even know, okay, simply gone wasting money on things which I do not. All this is what is called as consuming more and more and more and more, okay. But what should I do? Consume, use what is necessary, eat whatever is necessary, not waste, drink water how much ever it is necessary, bathe properly, wash your clothes, but don't keep on leaving the tap open for half an hour while doing something. Don't waste electricity. Don't waste water. Don't unnecessarily harm the plants. Don't cut the plants. Now, what is the meaning of this? That I'm consuming what I need, okay, to live healthily, happily. But I contribute. I contribute to God. I contribute to the elders. I contribute to the people around me. I even contribute to the rishis who have given me this knowledge. And I contribute also to the other jivas, animals, plants, and to the environment. Therefore, Yevam pravartitam chakram. What does this mean? This environment is a cyclical thing which is going in cycles. And this cycle can be broken if we are not careful. If we are not contributors, if we don't, have any kind of a harmony with the people and with the environment outside, this natural cycle of rain, food, and people being born, and other jivas being born, the trees being born, this cycle, natural cycle, nature will get injured. Nature will get, broken. The cycle will get broken. Therefore, Arjuna, not only for Arjuna, for us also, all of us have to learn to live everyday life as a yajna. Our daily life should become a yajna. And yajna means what? It is one of the ways of living our lives with the karma yoga attitude. So today we will stop the 3rd chapter with this. Tomorrow I will take, something else as to how karma is done, how Krishna explains how he himself is doing karma, not getting affected adversely by it. Okay, so we have today seen what? We have seen what is karma yoga and how to do it, and that we cannot sit doing without doing anything. Then we have seen karma yoga means living a life of yajna, day to day life. What is yajna, way of life? That I have told you. What are the 5 types of yajnas I have talked about? And all these are not difficult things. They are very easy for us to do. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.